What do I see here? What do I see here? We see the beautiful bat suit. We'll get to that in just... How's it going, Bat Family? Welcome back to a brand new The Batman update video. Today, we've got so much to talk about, including the rating for the movie, which some people are freaking out about, like, oh my god, it's not R-rated, it's PG-13! Talking about the runtime, or the rumored runtime, and what I think about those reports, if you will. But also, we've got an actual Bobat estate agent here to show you around Wayne Terminus 3D modeled Batcave, which is really awesome. You may have seen this floating out there already, but basically Oreo are doing a big marketing thing for the Batman, and it's super cool because they must have, for the most part, I'm not saying it's like 110,000% accurate to the actual model of the set, but they must have kind of 3D modeled or scanned the cave, and that is what we're going to get into in a fun little segment in this video, so look forward to that. I'll be showing you around it. It's just really cool because they give us like 3D rendered models of the bat suit, the bike, the car, well, the Batmobile, if you will. How dare I say such blasphemy? It's not a car. But also, yeah, there's some Easter eggs in that cave as well, which I can't wait to get to. Then there's just other things to cover, like bonus TV spots. I will be doing a discussion series video soon to all of those of you who are wondering about why I haven't come out with one yet, considering I did a community post. Don't worry, that is coming, but I'm going to do that in a separate video because there's just too much to tackle in this video. But everybody, if you like what we do here on the channel and you want to see more videos like this, not only covering the Batman, but larger DCEU stuff such as Batgirl or some Marvel news, or just, you know, even down to Star Wars, do subscribe to the channel because I think you will enjoy my other videos here. And other than that, just go ahead and like the video, but let's dive into the first topic of the day. Alright, so first update of the day, and we are tackling the rating. Dun, dun, dun. But the reason why I'm making that a bit suspenseful is because this isn't nearly as bad as some of you. I'm not saying all of you, because not all of you are freaking out about this. So basically, the Batman has officially been rated by the MPA as PG-13 for strong, violent, and disturbing content, drug content, strong language, and some suggestive material. And as a result of this, people are, well, as I said, can't speak for all of you out there, but I know there'll be one or two people in the background watching this video who may innocently be thinking like, oh, I'm really kind of concerned about what my once vision was for the film and what that is now. And this is why I don't want to like flame or knock on those people, because fair enough. Like, if you genuinely thought that this would be like an R-rated film and that would compromise as the result of this PG-13 rating the vision of what you were excited for, I get where your apprehension comes from, but I am here to try and reassure you that this really, 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 really doesn't matter. And I would like to think that it just goes beyond my optimism for the film, for the reasons I'm about to get into. I do want to admit, like on this channel before in discussion series videos, we have talked about the possibility months and months back now of this movie maybe being R-rated. And that was more just to entertain that topic, but like not only that, it quickly somewhat went out the window, because when you truly like zoom out and look at the situation in a bird's eye point of view, so to speak, or just think outside the box would be the more simple analogy, it doesn't really make so much sense in the world to make it R-rated when you have hundreds of thousands and millions of people even going to see this movie. When you make an R-rated movie, yes, it can be successful, as we've seen with Deadpool, Logan, etc, etc, and you out there, Jim Bob in the background, may have been thinking this could be the first R-rated Batman movie we've got, and maybe they're trying to own that, which I completely respect that standpoint. However, as a result of that, despite it still being successful, it would cut off millions of kids whose parents don't want to take them to an R-rated movie. And not only that, guys, like with that just being an obvious thing, it kind of means more money when you allow it to not be R-rated. That doesn't mean, and we'll get into this a little bit more specifically in a few moments time, that it can't be really dark, really, like basically Robert Pattinson himself, just to kind of give you a clue here, and you might be like, but sure the actor is going to say this. But really, and I'm paraphrasing here from the Empire interview he said or whatever, but like he was like, really? This is PG-13? Like, this isn't R-rated? He was really surprised as to how they even got the PG-13 rating. Like, that should give you some idea, and not to mention all of the examples of PG-13 movies that you probably love, which has some Batman action in it, like the BVS warehouse scene. Like, that's all PG-13, none of that's R-rated. Like, do you see what I mean? But getting back to the main point before I dive into those examples and a tangent of that, is that also it was very obvious when he started developing action figures and toys and pop vinyls. And yes, regardless, those like collectibles are for any age rating. Like, pop vinyls aren't just for a demographic of kids or whatever, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if you really paid enough attention, you would have already known that it was very, very, very unlikely for this film to be R-rated. The thing that kind of saddens me, and this may be from a perspective of innocent ignorance, so don't take insult to that if I'm applying this to you. Innocent ignorance, I just genuinely mean, like, you might think something as a result of, like, you think this film is compromised now, but only from where your understanding is at. But what I mean by this, to get to the point, is that I've heard and seen some comments on this channel saying, Boba, can you please talk about the PG-13 thing, because this has just ruined the movie for me. And I think that is, like, you know, it doesn't massively sadden me, but I think it's just a shame on behalf of you that you feel like that's going to be the case. If you fell in love with any of the trailers, whether it's the first DC Fandom one where we had Batman and Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon on the scene of the mayor's death, and you know, it's the whole, you know, does any of this mean anything to you? Or to the brutal, like, this should be speaking for itself, fight scene of when Batman smacks the crap out of that train gang member, to the point of where you have unnecessary punches with bone crunch, crunch, all of that's still there. It's just what your head's doing is like, oh, I thought that was going to be R-rated, but now I know it's not R-rated. For some reason, that's getting rid of all of that vision you already fell in love with for this movie. Do you see what I'm saying? It's still going to be just what you fell in love with those trailers, but as a result, the reason why it's probably not R-rated is because it doesn't have copious amounts of gore and blood. That doesn't mean that a movie like this can't still maintain the vision, A, of what you fell in love with, B, violence, believe it or not, and C, like, horror, scary elements in it. But what usually makes an R rating is like when you get very like sexually explicit or like extremely gory beyond like, you know, kind of necessary means, if that makes sense. But what they've done here, as Robert Pattinson is surprised by, they still included those bone crunching moments and dark themes in this movie, to the point of where Pattinson even said it was disturbing that he couldn't believe that it wasn't R rated. Do you see where I'm going with this? And that's kind of my last word on it. If for some reason or for whatever reason you're saying still, even after hearing this, that for some reason the fact that this hasn't been certified with like a R rating, like a bang slap hard R rating, that it's ruined the movie for you, I don't really understand anymore. Like the fact that you liked this movie based on the multiple promos and trailers we've got, and you had that assumption from what you saw was R rated, none of that changes like what you've seen, because it's now PG-13. Plus, after everything I've said, with how it still can maintain the noir point of view, detective based kind of yet still gritty Reeves vision for this Bat-verse, if you will, it's all still there. I don't know really what I'm saying now, but if you still are mad about this and like, oh, I'm boycotting it because it's not R-rated, or you think that Warner Brothers have stripped the R rating, it does seem as though, like, I can confidently say this was never ever going to be R-rated. So hopefully you take that with you, but that's all I got to say about that. Alright, so the runtime. I want to talk about this very briefly because it is kind of rumored, but it is somewhat getting a bit more solidified in that foundation, if you will, of a runtime. Because we can't quite say the two. Basically, it's been revealed for now that on IMDb, and I do want to stress, yes, before anyone says it, anyone can edit IMDb, but they've also listed it on IMDb Pro, which is where usually if you're a professional you sign up to that service so you can get lots of other details of IMDb and you know, get into the intricacies of what actually IMDb is all about. But on IMDb Pro, if you're still with me here, it also says 2 hours and 55 minutes. Now, again, that doesn't mean that is the case, but it also just wouldn't be surprising. Also, Cineworld in the UK have listed it, and again, I do feel like this is a placeholder, so I do want to stress all of this as not a solid runtime. Take this just more for food for thought coming out of this video. They've put a runtime of 140 minutes, which is 2 hours 20 minutes. So, you know, what we've got to play with here is, Cineworld, which again is probably just a thing on their website that they've just put there. 2 hours 20 minutes. The IMDb Pro also says 2 hours and 55 minutes, if I remember correctly. So just regarding Matt Reeves and how much of his vision is being A-okayed by Warner Brothers, again, to anyone who's ever doubted that, as I've always mentioned in my previous videos, that there's literal quotes from Matt Reeves saying, look, if I want to do Batman, I'm going to do it my way. If you don't want to do it my way, and this is a very blunt version of it, abbreviated by me, he's like, that's fine, and that's your prerogative. This is your IP, your characters, but if we're gonna do it my way, it's my way. And there's been many other pieces of evidence coming to support that Matt Reeves does have creative control. There's no Warner Brothers tampering, and I kind of think they have learned their lesson from the old Snyderverse days. So what I'm trying to say is, going off of Matt Reeves' other films, where he does usually go for a similar length, or let me put it this way, he doesn't sacrifice story for runtime. Now, this could be seen one of two ways. Like, that could hurt the movie because general audience might not like a longer runtime of almost 3 hours, you could say, but that could also be seen as amazing for fans, that maybe some integral scenes that could have fleshed it out. We've all seen movies get released where there's padded parts cut out that the director says, oh, that could have been included, and fans are just like, why? That would have made the context so much better, like Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition or whatever, right? So Matt Reeves has always usually gone for that longer runtime, or favored to go with that longer runtime, to not compromise the story, regardless of if it turns out to be a long movie that might drag for some of that general audience. So in my opinion, it would more than likely have the longer side of the runtime. I'm not saying that the 2 hours 55 minutes is an accurate runtime, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's around the 2.5 hour mark to 2 hours and 3/4, basically 2 hours 45 minutes-esque runtime. Maybe not 2 hours 55, but again, wouldn't be surprised if it's that. But for now, that is what IMDb Pro is saying. The fact that it's got a rating now, an MPA rating of PG-13, means that it's more than likely, like, a runtime has been decided around about now, but we can't know for sure. Just wanted to leave that with you. That is roughly how long the movie will be. It is very most likely looking to be above 2.5 hours. Alright guys, we are now here with Estate Agent Boba on behalf of Bruce Wayne, looking at the Wayne Terminus. No, but really guys, a lot of you have been asking me about this Oreo kind of 3D mapped version of the Batcave, and it is awesome. Like, seriously, I was waiting for it to come to the EU. I don't know if I feel like the other version was region locked for a while, so this is why I'm only getting to it now. But I've already gone ahead and answered most things. I can't put whatever this is in the computer here because they want me to buy a packet of Oreos, and I can't do that right now. Where should we start? So here is, like, I guess the computer where, you know, he takes off the cowl and he's looking up the main station. And, you know, the first trailer, or whether it's the various trailers, he seems to be standing at this location. Alright, so let's go to the training area. So what I really like about this here is that you get a little bit of an idea. I don't know if it has as many things as what is actually in the trailers in this part of the station. I mean, clearly you can see this is his workout stuff. I like how Matt Reeves is, you know, made it kind of basic. We can't forget this is a year 2 Batman, so really he's not going to have sophisticated BVS looking kind of workout stuff there. It is just basic stuff, you know, really basic stuff. He's got some training things over there, but the coolest part about this, ladies and gentlemen, other than I guess you could get into speculation of, oh, does this mean we're going to see Robert Pattinson just go crazy and punch that boxing bag, and which has got an Oreo logo on it? Oh my god, that just scared the crap out of me. It was really loud in my headset, so hearing those punches was just like, what the fuck? Over here, and I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted by this, so I have no idea if this is going to be in the video or if it is initially in the video, and I'm just going to cut it out if I do get a copyright claim. But they give us a little Easter egg of an expanded audio track of the theme of the movie. And it is something to behold. You may have already heard this, but let's give it another listen for those of you who have not heard it. And I guess I'm just going to sit here and react accordingly. Alright, here we go. Play. You can hear the hum of the Batcave in the background, so I do apologize for that. I don't think you can turn it off. It's so, like, ominous at the beginning. Oh, it's starting to creep in now. Oh, that sends chills. feels really ambitious in scope when you hear the ooh. It's got like such a boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's coming. What a build-up, eh? Now it's getting dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't know. Chills. Conduct. Did you guys just experience that? Holy shit. And you know what, guys? I don't feel embarrassed about that. I think I reacted just like any Batman fan would. So moving on from the training area to the transport area, we can see the Bat bike here. Look at it. And you can hear a little noise effect. Okay, lovely, lovely. Nice, nice, nice. But if we turn around, by the way, that's just an Easter egg on the wall. I think it gives you some posters or whatever. Just to give you some more of a look on what's around here. It's quite dimly lit. I would love to be able to move to get closer to some of just the objects. That's kind of irritating, but I'm still just grateful that we can see around this. And here, you can see the goddamn Batmobile. Look at it! It's beautiful! But if you... Oh. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, okay. I think if we click on this, we get some 3D kind of rotation models of the Batmobile and the bike. You're probably seeing it bigger on screen than what we're actually looking at here. I'll leave that on screen for a couple more seconds. But yeah, it's just awesome to see kind of just a rotating model of it. But again, this is, even if it's not 1000% accurate to scale or whatever, I still do feel like it's awesome that we're just getting a peek in the cave and like just seeing where the lights hang down from. You know, I'm looking around, looking at the roof or the ceiling, shall we say. But, you know, if I go over to the working area, this is where the Batsuit is kept. You know, if I look up, you can see, I'm guessing these lights are accurate to the lights in the Batcave. You know, there's no reason to believe why they wouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know why I'm commenting about the lights, but I feel like this part here, you know, you see where that body armor is almost on that, like, concrete block there. And you have, like, different layers of, like, the little square wooden structures there. I feel like what he's doing there is maybe testing bullets into his own bulletproof armor. That would be my best guess. Because I don't get why you'd put it there other than to see if the bullet goes through that body torso armor there and into the concrete block behind it, or how much of an impact it did make. That's my best guess. Other than that, I do feel like it's kind of obscure looking at other bits and pieces. These are probably just handy Wayne R&D bits and bobs that he's taken from the R&D department. I'm not saying it's like a fully fledged R&D department, but obviously he's going to utilize some of his Wayne tech stuff to bring down here and capitalize on it himself. So just make his own stuff out of useful resources that he's got because of Wayne Enterprises. But here, if we look over here, oh, what do I see here? What do I see here? We see the beautiful Batsuit. We'll get to that in just a second, but over here you can see that he's working on the grapple hook on the desk here. You can see his kind of wrist guards where the grapple hook ammo is, because basically those little metal bits on the wrist. You know, they expand out to be the hook. It launches from his wrist gauntlet, if you will. But it does seem like maybe as a backup grapple gun, because he does have a holster, but that could be for something else as well, to be fair. I can't interact with these. I would love to. But yeah, other than that, over there is just a poster, I believe. Yep, just 3 posters. But if I click actually on the Batsuit, it gives us a really nice 3D model of what the Batsuit looks like. And it's just awesome seeing that, you know, just... you know, we get to see it basically 3D scanned. I'm assuming that's what they've done, because here it is the suit to a T. Like, you can see the holster, you can see all the stuff in the utility belt there. You know, lots of people are speculating, are those little yellow tabs on his biceps and stuff that we've seen there ever since we've seen the suit. But he's also got those yellow tabs by the top of his boots. People are thinking that, you know, if he peels those, or it just, you know, expands into the wingsuit or the wingsuit situation. And I think that could be true. Like, it could be true in how, obviously, this suit is so practical to an amazing standard there. Everything about it works, from, like, you know, the wrist gauntlets here and how the wrist guards, you know, help with the grapple hook. And people are speculating that even though the cape itself doesn't look like you can go in it like to be like the wingsuit from the actual movie, maybe it's got an underneath part of it that can attach to various parts of the suit. Who knows there, but it does seem that, like, every last piece on this suit is being utilized better than any Batsuit arguably has before. And it's just, again, lovely seeing a nice 3D model there. Back in the working area again, just to give you another kind of look around. That is mainly everything. I don't think, you know, I can really spend any more time looking at other bits other than what we've already seen. The transport area, training area, going up again to the gadget area where the bike and the car is. The car, I said it again, the Batmobile. And that's mainly it. It's just awesome that the marketing is going this far with just exploring the Batmobile and obviously laying a few Oreo packets left behind. Okay, so my hair now is very crazy after, like, vibing out to the extended Batman theme. But up next, ladies and gentlemen, what I wanted to leave this video off on, because we've been going for a while now, even though there is still more stuff to get to, but I think I'll get to it in another video. It's to do with an interview. Basically, I can save it for another video because I think there are even more interviews coming out, maybe for Deadline magazine, if I remember, so I can do more extended breakdowns on those. But what I wanted to get to is that with the various TV spots releasing, this is officially released by Warner Brothers on one of their other country Instagram accounts, because, you know, they've got multiple Warner Brothers film accounts for various different countries. And one of the TV spots that you're seeing on screen right now, I just appreciate how it has some extra little footage in there, and how this is a little bit old now, but I haven't talked about it on the channel. We see that Pattinson's Batman there is hanging onto the ceiling, and I just love that, because one of my favorite shots from BVS is when we have Batfleck with the cop going up there, and he's creepy, like, just attached to the walls there, but, like, he just moves out the way. It's very, very Batman, just kind of just creeping there in the corner. It's just great. So to see that Pattinson's Batman here, when you have that thug using his flashlight, he's got a pistol, and he's already on the ceiling above, like, it gets to that moment where he's just going up like that, and it's like, oh my god! I wouldn't be surprised, I could be completely wrong about this, fair enough if I am, if they kind of open the movie with moments like this, or, like, it might not be this moment, but this could be towards the beginning portion of the film where he's just taking down one of Penguin's goons, maybe one of Falcone's goons, and it's just an example of a day in the life of Batman where you have this guy freaked out. The film, Reeves is wanting to set up the exposition here of what his Bat is like, what his Batman is like, and a perfect way to do that is to already see him taking down a typical everyday henchman or goon, and that is when he's already maybe taken quite a few of them down. You hear some gunshots as the camera pans to the location, but then there's one guy left. And that one guy, we then cut to his perspective of him looking around, and then boom, we have the Batman Year 2 on the ceiling, and then he engulfs the goon, and then I guess the film picks up from there. And then maybe we get the train gang scene after that when he's on his way back to scour some other area of the city. But ladies and gentlemen, Bat family out there, that is mainly everything for this video. So let me know your thoughts on the PG rating, the runtime, rumored runtime of the movie, to the Oreo frickin' Batcave thing we just did, to that expanded theme, which, to be fair, have no idea if it's cut out the video now, but I might have tried to put it in there anyway. But, you know, copyright can be a bitch on YouTube. YouTube, it really can. The TV spot thing and everything else, guys, but just thank you so thoroughly much, if that's even a thing, for your support on this channel. It really does mean the world to me. I do recommend checking out some of my other videos. You know, we don't only cover the Batman here, but, you know, whether it's the Mandalorian, if you're a fan of the Marvel Disney Plus shows week to week, things like that. I give my thoughts and perspectives and breakdowns on a lot of other things. So just, again, thank you. We're close, kind of, to 100,000 subscribers now. I think we're on 94,000 and something, so 5,000 and something to go. So again, just thank you to everyone who takes the time to like the video. And if you are somehow brand new here and you've got to this part, do consider subscribing, because I don't think you'll be disappointed with all of the things that we cover on this channel. But other than that, everybody, as always, links are in the description or in the top pinned comment down below. Do check me out on Twitter and other places. A big thank you to the members and patrons of this channel. You guys really do help kind of fuel the videos that we make here on this channel and make this a real big possibility for me to be so flexible with. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you, Bat Family, in the next video. Goodbye.